Congratulations on your brand new Wix website. When logging into Wix the first time or any time from here on out, you are going to enter the dashboard, which is similar to my screen here. Your setup menu should be complete, so you most likely won't see that. But if for some reason you're on the setup screen, all you need to do on the left-hand side is change it from setup to home. All of your menu items are over here on the left-hand side in black. There's lots of cool things over here that likely weren't covered or discussed. So you can play around in here and see what these menus are all about. Importantly is the marketing tab. We look in the marketing screen. It may look a little bit different than this here at first, but we have assisted with helping you set up your SEO checklist. Your checklist likely says that it is fully complete. If you want to change keywords in the future, as keywords often do need to change with SEO, you will need to come into this SEO checklist in order to do that. You can just click this little pencil. This is where you can also update your business or brand name, your location, your address, as well as the keywords that you're going to be using for your specific website. This checklist is incomplete, as you can see, because I haven't connected the domain yet, and I haven't connected this site to Google Search Console. Most likely, you were left with just a connected domain and you received a notice that it was going to take 48 hours in order for your domain connection to be complete. If that was the case, then you still have a step left in your checklist that you will need to come back and do on your own once your site is live. You get there by going into that same marketing tab home and go into the SEO setup checklist, and you'll come down here to where it says connect this site to Google Search Console. This is important because this is you making Google aware that your site exists, and you're going to click go for it. Once you click go for it, you're going to receive a pop-up that's going to allow you to log in utilizing your Gmail login, and then you just follow the instructions until it's complete. Once you've completed that step, it should fully complete your SEO checklist. And once that is done, it will look something like this. Yours should say at this point that it's 100% complete, and it's going to alert you if there's any issues, recommendations that you need to follow up on. This is something that you're going to periodically want to come in and check up on, even after the site is live, because periodically issues do arise that you are going to have to come in here and fix. There are additional SEO learning options that you can follow through with here on Wix as well if you want to learn more about search engine optimization or SEO. An additional item that you likely should be completing or can complete is also in your marketing menu, and that is for a Google Business Profile. If you haven't connected your Google Business Profile or you don't have a Google Business Profile, you can utilize this prompt here as well and follow through with that. You can also connect Google Analytics. This will walk you through everything you need to know about setting up a Google Business Profile, as well as setting up and connecting those Google Analytics. Additional menu items to be aware of when you are in Wix. We go back to the home in our dashboard. At the top here, we've got our plan. If at any time I want to increase my plan or decrease my plan, cancel my plan, change my payment information, whatever that may be, I can just get to there by clicking Manage Plan. If I have a domain connected, which this site does not, you should, your domain will be listed here. You can disconnect your domain or change it here as well. If you want to add a Google Workspace email connection, an email box, it's usually a $6 or so charge. You could do that here by saying connect. So that way, if you want your email that is something at whatever your domain.com is or .org or whatever it may be, then you can do that here. In this website in particular, I have added some resource items for this particular client. You may or may not have this here. And then here we can see our analytics. So this is telling us information about who has visited our site. If we happen to have an e-commerce site that is connected through Wix, it will tell us what our total sales is. We could see activity down in here. Obviously, I don't have activity yet because I'm not even connected to a domain, but these are future things that once you start to receive traffic on your email or on your website that you will begin to see. If we want to edit our site or view our site at any time, we do this up here in the top corner. So instead of coming in here, typing in our domain, we can just click here and see our live site as it is. So this is this particular site. We also can edit our site. And when we go in to edit our site, we have two different options in which we could do that. And this little drop down menu beside it is what tells us which option that we are choosing. When I do this, I have two options, like I said, of full mode, which is default, or content mode. Most of the time, you're only going to want to be in content mode. It's where you can make the least amount of errors or possibly delete important components of your website. If there are items, once you get the hang of just your basic website and you want to add more capabilities and more sections and you've learned more about Wix, you can certainly go into full mode or default mode and make those changes as well. So right now, we're just going to go into content mode. And when I go into content mode, I'm going to be in the Wix Studio Editor, which pulls a lot of bandwidth. So be prepared. It may affect the speed of your internet. And over to the right-hand side, I'm going to see an edit content box that's going to pop up. And this is going to tell me the different types of content that I have in here, and it makes it very easy for me over on this side to make changes. So if I want to change the color of the background, I want to change the image that's here. I know often when I build websites, I utilize stock photos, which are probably not the photo that you gave to me or even a photo that you like. All of that can be changed, and you can change the image here. I want to change the title, which is over here. I can change that. This is a button. So this is going to a link, or maybe it's calling me or emailing me at this time. If I want to change that name of that button, I could do that here. And I also can update that link here as well. If I don't like my logo or I want to change my logo, I could do that here. There's additional images that are on this page as I go down through here that I can change as well. If I want to change any of the text that's over here or update it, maybe my profile, my bio is changed, I can change that as well. In order to change pages, so this is not your typical website, you don't have the navigation that you have here. If you come over here to the left-hand side, you see where it says home, I have a drop down. So this site in particular actually only has 2 pages. These other connections are just links within the page itself. So if I want to go to this services page and do any of these updates or changes, I can do these here as well. And my options here are to change my section background, change the title. It's slowly loading. Remember I said it can take time. If I click into the next section, I'm going to start to see more items that are going to populate here that I can change. So again, I can go back to the home and it's here. So navigating back to the dashboard, all I have to do is really come back up here and click this tab that's up here. But if I forget that tab exists, another way to navigate back, it's just by clicking this little logo right over here. And this will take me back to my dashboard. It will just open another page. That one's going to be out of date now. Sometimes when I make changes and I'm toggling quickly back and forth, I'll have to refresh the screen that I was just on in order to be able to see that. If I want to go into full content mode or full mode, which is showing me as the default, this is going to look a lot different when I get over into the editor. And there's just a couple things in here I want to make sure that you're aware of. We need to let it load. So once it loads, you notice already off the bat, we've just got the plain site, but things look a little different here. So there are some design elements over to the left-hand side. One in particular that I know some people want to change is the overall site style. So this is the design side. This is where I can update any colors that I have in here. Any fonts that may be used in the website. These are the different fonts or sizes that are associated with the different headings. I click on my colors that specifically typography is over here. So this is site styles. It kind of looks like that little paint drop. That's one spot. The other thing is that as I move my mouse, you can see that different things are highlighting on the screen behind me. So right now it's trying to tell me that I'm in the header. It's kind of difficult to see. Then I go to the next one and I can see I'm in a section grid. So right now I'm just floating over the top of it, but I'm not getting any menus that are popping up, and that's because everything is over here to the right now. So if I were to want to make a change now, remember different menu, I'm not in that link menu, I'm in the full menu, is that I have to click into it. And once I've clicked into it, you notice that my menu over here to the right changes, and there's multiple things that I can update or change here, as well as maybe I just wanted to change this wording here and I didn't realize that I was in the difficult menu. But in order to get into text, it really just requires you holding your mouse over it and clicking multiple times until you get to the actual words that you want to change. So once you've hovered over the top of it, click, 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 and just keep on clicking sometimes. It can be a little difficult, especially if your mouse or if you're using a mouse pad that isn't already friendly to begin with. So I don't recommend really trying that unless you've got a pretty good mouse. At any time, if you make a mistake, because that can happen often, say I come in here and I accidentally deleted this image and I went, oh my gosh, what in the world did I do? Simple fix, don't panic. Come up to the top, and all you have to do is click this little back arrow here to undo. There it is again. I realize I have no business being in here, so I'm going to go back over to my dashboard and I'm going to go into the different type of mode in order to fix it. With either mode that I'm in, once I've made my changes and I like the changes that I've made, then I have to come up here in the right-hand corner and I have to hit this publish button. Otherwise, it won't be visible. Once it's visible, it's going to tell me congratulations, and I just say done. Once it's done, then I know that I can go over and check that live site that I was talking about. So I'm going to come back over here to the dashboard, and right here at the top, I'm just going to click View Live Site, and I'm going to look at the changes that I've made and make sure that it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Those are the basic training elements of Wix. If you're making updates or corrections to your website, you just want to be in content mode. And when you reach the point where you think, I want to make different changes outside of the basic content mode and I want to go into full mode, before you do that, you probably want to learn a little bit more about the website and what the different elements are within Wix. There are a ton of resources available for you in this resource dropdown, including the Wix Studio Academy. You can YouTube video. There's also a help menu, and the individuals from Wix are more than helpful with many of the topics that you're probably wondering, which is, here are the help topics, right? Here's a chat with us. There are humans that actually work within Wix, and often, if needed, you're able to get to them, especially if it's a software glitch issue. Just remember, with design elements, they're probably going to refer you back to many of their resources that they have here, and to help you understand more about the things that Wix can do. Remember, this is just the beginning of what a Wix website is capable of doing. And basically any direction that you want to take your business, whether you're adding on e-commerce or booking or expanding, adding different pages, all of those resources are here to learn and can be done within the website that you've had built today. I wish you the best of luck. Thanks.